Hello, everybody. This is Scary Story Reviews. It's been a while, but we've got another story for you here today. This one was submitted by Jelly Fishies. It's entitled Got Lost at SFO, Stranded in the Dark. From Reddit LetsNotMeet. So, let's see what this story is all about. This happened 3 years ago, when I had just moved to San Francisco for college. I was 21 years old at the time, and I just moved to the Bay Area from a very safe and very small town, about 5,000 people, in Europe. It was pretty late, maybe about 1 a.m., I'd guess, and I was coming back from a house party in San Francisco. At the time, I was living outside the city, close to the airport, so I figured I would take the train to the airport and then catch a cab home from there so I wouldn't have to spend too much money. I was all by myself, and I was wearing a dress and heels, and I was even still a little tipsy from the party. I took BART, B-A-R-T, to the airport, and when I got off, I got a little lost inside the airport, and I couldn't find the exit. What I did find was one of those little airport trains, the air trains, and I thought maybe if I got on that, it would take me to the main exit or entrance. I got on the little train, it started moving, and I immediately regretted getting on. The train was completely empty, except for me and a bald man, who's probably in his mid to late 30s. The man started talking to me, asking me what I was doing here. Was I a student? Where was I from? Do I have a boyfriend? Asking me for my phone number. I was a little nervous, because I wasn't used to older men randomly starting up conversations with me. But I stayed friendly and answered his questions. I even gave him my phone number. That was dumb, figuring I could just ignore him if he ever called me. I felt pretty uncomfortable, though. That was a bad decision. She was just trying to be nice and polite. Seems like she's a nice girl, but don't ever give some strange guy your phone number. That's crazy. Especially these cell phones. Okay, the train, she says here she felt uncomfortable too. You gotta trust those feelings. That's yourself telling you that there's something wrong here. Alright, let's see how this ends here. The train eventually stopped, and when we got off, I realized that taking the air train had been a big mistake. Uh-oh. It had dropped us off somewhere outside on the other end of the airport, and there was nothing, all in caps, around us but darkness. No people, no lights, only dark buildings and nothing else. I started walking towards the main entrance, but it was pretty far away. I was walking fast, but the man caught up with me. We were literally the only people there, walking along in the dark. I was pretty creeped out by then. He starts telling me that I should not be out by myself and that it's dangerous. That's usually a bad sign. He's the danger, though. Okay, let's see. And then he pulls out a huge knife. OMG. My heart started racing and I couldn't believe that this was happening. He shows me the knife and tells me that it's so dangerous out here and that he has it to protect himself. Come on, what kind of freak? He's going to pull out a huge knife to a little 21-year-old girl in the middle of a dark airport. What a jackass. I don't even remember how I reacted. I think I nodded and said, okay, and then just started walking a little faster. How the F did he think I was going to react? We're all alone in the dark and he pulls out a knife on me. Yeah, really. Too bad. She could have reported that jerk. My heart racing, I finally reached the main entrance of the airport, and I got in a cab right away without another word to the man. Thank God nothing happened, but I was honestly very, very scared. Thinking back, he still gives me the creeps. When I laid in bed that night, still very much creeped out, my phone vibrated. Oh man, he had sent me a dick pic. Don't give out your phone number. What a creep. Let's see what the comments have to say. Pretty scary story. Yeah, that is a scary one. Hufflepuff Kitty, 15. Sorry the last sentence made me burst out laughing. I've had creeps hit me up on the bus before. It's no fun. Yeah. This guy. Same. The fact is that her closing statement and the way she worded it made me laugh. Creepy situation, though. Yeah, it was unexpected. I didn't expect her to say that. Hufflepuff Kitty responds, for real, me being me, I would have hit him. Done it before and almost broke my hand. That a girl. Hit the jerk. Yeah, I'm with you on that guy says. Here's the OP. Yeah, smiley face. I was hoping it would. Yeah, guilty as well. We should see this picture for science. Nah, I don't think so. Bite your own tongue. Yeah, why don't you bite your tongue? No one wants to see it. Genesis, spelled with a J. Just a couple of days ago, on Halloween no less, I had a meth addict approach me at the bus stop. Showed me his little baggie. First time I've seen it. I'm sheltered. Little baggie. I don't think I want to know what she's talking about. And proceed to follow me onto the bus that was going into the opposite direction of where he needed to go. When he got to my stop, he got off and followed me across the massive parking lot into the Walmart where I hid in the bathroom, waiting for an employee to come in. One of the optometrists finally called security and escorted him out. My fiance doesn't even want to let me out alone anymore because of these situations I get myself into for being polite. That's a mistake, girls. Don't be polite to these jerks. It sucks, but in this day and age, you really can't accept people at face value and trust them. You have to assume they will be self-serving jerks and be in constant defensive mode, I think she meant. If not, right out rude. You almost have to do that. You hate to act like that, but especially if you're a girl and you're alone and you're vulnerable and there's some older guy there, if just being nice to him is going to make him want to follow you, or it's just going to encourage him. You do almost have to be rude. God, that's extremely inappropriate. Okay, Unicorn doesn't agree. Lucifer's pet says, it had dropped us off somewhere outside in the air. There was nothing around us but darkness, so he's quoting that part of it. I can imagine the panic. I hate ending up in that kind of places. What an effing creep. Sorry that happened to you, Enchanty says. Beanie Butt. Something similar but far less creepy scary happened to me. I was breaking down boxes in the alley one night after moving into a new apartment. Nobody was around except a man walking towards me. He asked me if I needed any help, and I politely declined. He pulled out a knife, asked if I was sure, and I insisted I was fine. He then asked if I was married and followed me out of the alley. I walked far past my apartment towards a 24-hour convenience store. Ugh, I'm sorry that happened to you, though. Sounds like you were in a much more vulnerable position. No, that's scary, too. Sesame Plexer. Girl, please do not feel obligated to give strange men your phone number. I understand how you could have felt forced in this situation, but in the future, do not worry about being polite or nice. Give the creep a fake number. Yeah, that's so easy to do. Why would you leave Europe to go to the States? Marfa Fartleby. Okay. OP says, I'm back in Europe now. I just did a semester abroad there, but I love San Francisco. I would go back in a heartbeat. Lots of love to you, says, study a map beforehand, for F's sake. Come on. Because not everyone sees the world like a spoiled teenager. Whoa. That's so creepy. I'm sorry that happened to you. Yeah, I'm sorry too. That would be really creepy and scary. OMFG, that's so intense, but LOL, he sent you a dick pic. Bahaha, what a weirdo. Lots of love to you. Hey, the Bay Area is weird. Start thickening your skin now, or else it's going to chew you up and spit you out. Overly manly man meets porn addict. I'm sorry you had to deal with such a horrible person. So, this was a scary story. I would not want to be in that kind of a position. I'm glad it turned out okay for this girl, but oh man, use that as a lesson. Don't give out your phone number, and don't be overly polite. You're just going to encourage somebody who's meaning to do you harm. And if they're a nice person, they're probably going to understand. So, what would we rate this story? I'm going to rate it a 7 because I think it was scary. The guy pulls a knife on this girl. That would be really scary, especially in the middle of nowhere, in the dark, and there's nobody that can save her immediately. So, I'm going to say this is a 7. It's a pretty scary story. But I'm glad it worked out for her, and she got out of there and she was safe, and maybe she learned a lesson from it. So, all right, everybody. Hey, thanks for watching. If you like this, please give it a like and a subscribe. I'd appreciate that. And I'll see you all next time.